Megastar is a 24-piece puzzle. Now, to take the puzzle apart, you start by sliding out the key piece, which is one of these short pieces on the ends, and in this case it's this one up here on top. So I'm going to slide that piece out, and once I do, I'll turn it so that you can see there's a shiny dot on there. That's a magnet. Then inside on one of these pieces here, you can see the little flash of light. That's another magnet. So once you slide the pieces together so that the magnets are touching each other, the key piece won't fall out. So I'm going to set that there. Now that you have that out, you can take out two on top, these two light colored pieces. Now all the light colored pieces are identical, so I'm going to set them in one pile. Now I also want to show you a little bit about the pieces. Some of them have notches on just one side. This particular one has notches on both sides and a notch on this side. And I'll show you again later on the other ones when I'm talking about where there's no notch here on the center. But at any rate, you can see it a little better here on the light colored one. I'm going to set that off to the side. Now that that's out, this dark piece here can be pulled out. Just slide it out. This particular one only has two notches in it. There's no notch on either side here or this side. It's just the two notches here. So I'm going to set him there. Now that he is out, I can take these two notches here, these two pieces on the side here, pull them out, and now these four light colored pieces can be added to the pile. These two here are the same as the light colored pieces, but their only difference is, of course, that they're dark wood, and there's only two of these that have those three notches, so I'm going to set them right there. Now that they're out of the way, we have the remaining part of the puzzle, which is actually put together in two sections. This particular section you lift up off of those and it'll just fall apart. So you take the light pieces again, put them over into this pile. This one will just come apart as well. Put them in that pile. So now we have a few more pieces here. We have two that have four notches and then this one center notch. This is an identical one to that, four notches, one center notch. Then you have three that have only four notches, there's no other notches on it. Then the remaining three dark colored pieces only have two notches on them. There's no notch on any other side. Now to start putting it together, we want one of the long dark pieces. In this case, we want the one that has the magnet in it. And then one of the other ones. And they're going to go together with the notches facing each other. So right now I'm going to set them together like that. Then I'm going to take one of the three short dark pieces that only have two notches, put it through the notches that is here on the bottom like that. Take a light colored one with that center notch facing upward, and then these two notches here are going to straddle, slide down. Take another light colored one, put it on the other side the same way. Now that that's together, you can see where there's a hole through there that's formed by all the notches where the next piece is going to slide through. So now that those are in place, I take the last long piece that has four notches in it and slide it in so that it's centered. Now that's that very first section of those two that I pulled apart. And so I'm going to take and set it over here. Now I'm going to work with these that have the four notches and then the two center notches. When these go together, you're going to want to make sure you have these two center notches here on the same side facing upward. So I'm going to have them together like that. Put a dark one in on the bottom just like we did on the first assembly. A light colored one on either side, again just like the first assembly. And then I'm going to stand it like so that as you squeeze it together, it'll stay together. I'm going to take another dark one now, the last of the ones that have just two notches, and put it in place. Now that that's in place, you can see that I'm ready to put in the last two light colored pieces. Now you have the center notch facing this direction. You want the center notch now on this piece to face in that direction, and then the double notches to slide on top like that, and then pull it back into the dark piece. You're going to do the same thing with the one on the bottom, so you have the center notch facing that direction. In this case, you want the doubles facing up. Slide it on here, slide it back, set it down. I'll leave that there for a second and bring this over. What I'm going to do is have it oriented like so, where you have the single one facing this direction. I'm going to take these and slide it over top. Yeah, it's a little hard to do while you're videoing, but I shall get there. There we go. Now I have it where you have that assembly of the two sections. Now we're going to build out this end with 2 white pieces and 1 dark piece. That's one of the 2 dark pieces that have the 3 notches in it. So I'll take this center notch, goes in towards this piece like so, so that you have the center notch riding against this, and then the bottom notch riding against this one. Take the other white piece and put it there on the other side the same way. Then you have to hold it together while you drop this last piece like so, and that forms that hole that you can take this piece that has the long piece that has the 2 notches in it, with the notches facing up, slide it in place. And I made a mistake there. If you look in there, you see where that's not a square all the way through. That's because I didn't pay attention when I was putting it together. Those center notches I was talking about, I have to turn that section over now so that it's the right way. So if you run into that problem that I just did here, then you know what the problem is. So now I'm going to go back, take these off the sides again, take and slide this off, turn it over. Now I have it the correct way. Now if you look, you can see that those center notches are facing up. So if you run into that problem, that's what you have to do to fix it. Now I'm going to slide it back on. Now that's in place. Now when I hold it up here, you can see I do have clearance. That center notch gives me the clearance in there. Now I'm going to rebuild the ends of it. Put the center notch facing in, center notch facing in, center notch facing up. Now I can take this piece with 2 notches and it'll slide through. I'm going to put it just part way through so I can turn it around. That holds this side together, and build this side out the same way. So light piece, center notch in, a light piece, center notch in. Now you can slide that in the rest of the way. Whoops, not quite yet. Excuse me. Get back in there. I forgot to put in this last dark piece. That goes in. Now you slide it in. And we have just the last 3 pieces to go in. So they go in with the center notch facing up, the center notch facing up. And now we have it all completed except for the key piece. So there's the magnet. I'm going to put this over here on my right. There's the magnet. Here's the magnet on the key piece. So I need to turn this around so that the magnets are going to line up. Place it in there, and push it in until the magnet takes hold, and you've reassembled the puzzle.